Well, hello and good evening. We're so glad that you're there. And good evening. All right. Good evening. I am D. Leonard Hughes, President and CEO of D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute, and I am the host of this show, How to Fix Your Life, and I'm known as the Mind Hacker. I'm so glad that you have joined us on tonight. We've got wonderful teaching, and we are so excited. I'm always excited to share and teach and hack folks' minds um, and help you on your journey to personal personal development. On your journey to personal development. So we're going to get right into my lecturing on tonight. Listen, why don't you get a recorder or paper and pencil to take down this very, 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 very valuable information. We're talking about the Christ mind, or the reality mind in your mind, or the Christ mind in your mind. There's another mind of reality that's in your mind, and it's called the Christ mind. And it's when you develop, and it doesn't matter how long you have been in your religion, doesn't matter what your religion is. When you develop the Christ mind, that's when the manifestations begin to take in reality, because it's about turning your dreams, turning your desires by using your Christ mind and using your imagination. You can develop the Christ mind and you can see manifestations or results. And we as kingdom people, we as people of a Christ mind, our whole goal is to develop the Christ mind and be creators. You create your life. Let me kind of back up a little bit. You're the creator of your life. He's already given us the tools. He's given us everything that we need to develop the Christ mind. Everything we need. Through the Christ mind, we can have it. For with God in you, as you, through you, all things are possible. You have to know who we are. You know, I was doing some studying on today, and I always go back and rethink and re-evaluate different sayings or things we've said coming up, things we've said in church, because what happens, we begin to conform to other folks' belief system. Can I say that? We begin to conform to other folks' belief system, and you never develop you. All of those great Aristotle and Socrates and Plato, they're no different than you and I. But what made them different is they tapped into something. Einstein tapped into something. Henry Ford tapped into something. Alexander Bell tapped into something. Elon Musk tapped into something. Jeff Bezos tapped into something within that they can make a difference. Their fingerprints, their footprints are still in history. world history, Socrates, they've made an imprint, they made a footprint that we can help weave and wove through this thing called life. There's one thing, one scripture in the Bible talks about the gracious gift of life, just knowing that life is a wonderful gift. I want to say this. You got to come into the awareness. You got to you got to take control of the steering wheel of your life. You got to take control of the steering wheel of your life. Don't see many of you are sitting in the passenger seat, you sit in the back seat, and folks are steering your life. Folks in your job, your family, folks in church, they're steering your life. And you're supposed to put them out and you get behind because it's your life. You make it, you create it. Okay? We're going over to a scripture in the Bible. I don't know. Let me put this in here. Romans 8 is not really, well, everything is what I'm talking about. Anytime you're lecturing or you're speaking, everything, you may be in different areas, but you're still headed in one area. And I've learned that in lecturing, because what I teach, it appeals to a different mindset. That's why let me do my disclaimer. This is not a church platform. This is not a religious platform. It's a personal development platform, but Christ-centered, not religion-centered, not denomination-centered, not organization-centered, but Christ-centered, but non-religious. Let me say that. I've got to do the disclaimer because people come on thinking just another preacher or this and that. I'm Dr. Dillon. I'm a Christian psychologist, personal development coach, life coach, spiritual advisor. I want to say something. I was thinking today when I was meditating, you all have got to learn how to meditate. And it takes hey, Apostle Geraldine Clark, and my mother, the Lord's my great, hey, mama. You're coming to grip with the plan. I've got some stuff. Stay with me. I've got some stuff. Those that are truth seekers, not religious, not cliches, but truth. You shall know the truth. And what people call truth, really what truth, it was just a cliche or something like that. But the more wisdom and the understanding you have of God in you, the freer you become. You're free. You're free to do what you want to do, be what you want to be, and to live your desires. And that means traveling all over the world. It's not going to happen until you begin to act as if you're doing it. Act as if you're the person you want to be. D. Leonard Hughes, Personal Development Institute of mind hacking, of teaching people how to think and learn, relearn, and unlearn. That's the greatest literacy there is. Not reading and writing, but people not learning, unlearning, and relearning. But my desire, there's 197 countries in the world. Linda Dixon, glad to have you. My desire is to take D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute all of those 197 countries and training people, building schools. I'm beyond the church stuff. I'm kingdom now. And you all that's why you're not manifesting, because you're just in the church, but you got to get into the kingdom. And it's in the kingdom you become effective. Your name, your person, who you are, what you've done, the legacy you can leave behind. You don't just, I think it was Miles Monroe said that the richest place in the world is in the cemetery, because so many die with dreams and never accomplish. Only 10% of people become successful, and 90% don't, because that 10% of people that apply their mind, apply their will, apply their zeal, and not give up so quick, and persistency, and make it up in your mind. If it's going to be, I'm going, but you've got to play in your imagination. I was right before coming on, because you have to constantly keep that mental picture of what. Let me say something. And people wonder why Dr. Hughes talk about mind so much. There's nothing else to talk about. You're watching me. You was able to Facebook me because of your. When this is gone, you're gone. Numbers 13. Numbers 13. It was the spies. It wasn't God that stopped them, and it wasn't a devil that stopped them from entering in. It was their own perception. It was their perception. They came back and they said, in our own eyes, not just these eyes, but in the mind's eye, there are giants in the land. Joshua and Caleb said, we're well able to take land, and they was able to get somewhere and move into the promised land because of their mindset and because of their perception. The other guys, they didn't go nowhere. So you're not going anywhere because of your mindset. You are where you are because of your mindset, and your perception is everything, how you perceive things. Because first what happens, you feel, then the feeling connects with the intellect. And I was thinking today, changing the order of something I've said and I've heard for years, 50 years probably. I'm 60 and I've heard this, that we are body, soul, and spirit. No, we are spirit, soul, and body. Apostle Clark, we're spirit, because that's the core of you. So when you say body, soul, and spirit, you're focused because you have we organize things in our mind. That's where our attention. Lord, I wish I had some help here. So when you say body, you say body, soul, and spirit. When you say that, you're more conscious of just your body than your soul, and then I get to the spirit later on. So what I've done is reverse the order and say spirit, soul. You are a spirit, you have a soul, and you live in a body. The attention should be on the spiritual man, the inner man. So remember, it's spirit, soul, body. Because when you say that in the first person of you, I'm spirit. And I want to tell you something. I was thinking today, and I was thinking over in this week, that the scripture, I haven't gotten to the Christ mind yet. But hey, Carolyn, glad to see you. The spirit helpeth. And I think I was talking to my wife or talking to somebody. And I said, the spirit really wants to help us. But we are so tied up and tangled up in the old man of thinking, the traditional ways, the conforming to religion. And I understand that's all you know. That's all I knew at one time. But I got free. I got free from church. I got free from religion. And I shifted into the kingdom and went inside, and I discovered that Christ was in me. You don't have to battle with the sky god, trying to think you praying way up there and trying to get his attention and trying to get him to come down. No. Christ in you. And if he say Christ is in you, take it for what it is. Get rid of, I told folks, you got to get rid of the religious mindset, because you can't find it. And can I tell you something else? It's a lot of 80% of theology that you've got to abandon because it deals with the outer and it doesn't deal with the inner. Christ in you. Are you listening to me? So the Spirit wants to help you. He helpeth our infirmities, but it means in tuning with him, going within and meditate. How do you connect with the Christ mind? How do you connect with the Spirit? Through meditation. And I did a little test today on myself. I didn't get a chance to do my meditation, my yoga this morning. So I did it this evening, and I was working on my breathing. And I said, let me see, can I sit here quietly meditatively and go within for 10 minutes and not get distracted. And I'm honest. That's why it's good to do it in the mornings. It's good to do it in the mornings. But man, before I knew it, my mind had went here and went there. I said, no. So it's a disciplining your thoughts, disciplining your emotions, disciplining your mind. God's not going to do it. Nobody else can do it. You've got to do it. And it starts in the morning in meditation. Okay? Thank you, Renea Moore. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. So you have to understand. All right, let's get into the meat of this thing. All right, y'all ready? Oh, I got something else I want to tell you. Everything you need is within you. Genesis 1:27, so God created man in his own image or imagination. Because imagination comes from image. Image, imagining. Okay. So God created man in his own image or imagination. In the image / imagination of God, he created him. Male and female, he created Eve. Let me say something. He said he created him. Okay? But Eve was in him. But he had to realize first things first. Where did Eve come from? Now, he came from the dust. Where did Eve come from? Eve came out. Eve came out of Adam. Everything that you need, everything that has happened, everything you have faced have come from within. It have affected you within. You can't control the outer. You can't control people. You can't control circumstances many times, but you can control your response and how those things affect your mind and affect your mental world. You can control it. You can let it stay there or you can reject it. I was talking to some people last night and I said something about, what did I say? I said something about I can't something. Hey, Rhonda, hey. I said something about can't. And I immediately, because I don't want it to register in my heart or subconscious, because the heart of you is the subconscious mind. And I didn't want that to register and begin to grow and occupy space in my world. So I corrected myself. I said, I correct myself. No, I can. Stop talking and saying stuff that you've heard people say. You've heard church folks say, stop it. Because it's not going to help you. What's missing? You're not in harmony. When you're in harmony, I'm getting way ahead of myself. When you, hey, Denise, when you're in harmony, it takes discipline. It takes discipline. I forgot what I said. It was Henry Ford. Henry Ford said something. Let me find this. Henry Ford said something. He said, thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason so few engage in it. It's the hard mental work is hard. It is hard. So what people do, they look for somebody. They look for somebody to do it for them. Can I say it again? They look for somebody, they look for this, they run to this one, they run to that one, they run to this and they run to the priest, they run to this and not knowing that everything you need is within you. Eve came out of Adam. Come on, somebody. As you begin to set yourself up for a mate, that mate's going to come out of you, maybe not physically, but you're going to manifest the kind of mate that you've been. Now, let me say something in manifesting. Let me say something when you're demonstrating. The scripture says demonstrating, manifesting. In the manifestation, when you're manifesting, I did a thing a few weeks ago, living in the end. And I told somebody, you got to get in done consciousness and stay there, that it's done. You didn't find Jesus telling anybody, I'm going to do it. I love it. The woman with the issue of blood, he didn't say, I'm going to do it for you. Just, I'm going to do it. Bartimaeus, he didn't tell Bartimaeus, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. He didn't tell him that. The woman that was bent over, he didn't say, I'm going to do it. He told those people, according to your faith, be it done. You've got to move your faith. I feel this. You've got to move your faith to a place of done. It's done. As of your faith, it's done. Not he didn't say I'm doing it. He's not creating no more. In the Old Testament, you see a lot of things that he did because it wasn't they wasn't empowered or they didn't have authority. It's done. You said, no, it's not done because no, but your mindset, your imagination, pray believing you have received. You don't pray waiting. You don't pray hoping. You don't pray wishing. You say your real prayer is what you do in here and what you do right here. That's what real prayer is. Pray all men ought to always pray. That doesn't mean you walk around praying. That means you're working, you're visualizing, you're imagining, and you're confessing. And your words. This is so simple. If you do exactly what I'm telling you, you're going to see tremendous. You're going to see tremendous results. Okay? So what does it mean? Romans 12:2, do not conform to the pattern. I'm reading from Amplifier. See, there's a pattern in thinking. I should have did more study on that, but it didn't resonate to this degree until I just saw that. We have patterns of thinking. So don't conform to a certain pattern of thinking. Oh, I can't do this because if I do this, they're going to say this. What is that going to happen? That's a pattern of thinking. And you're sitting there not doing nothing. It's a whole new year. You said last year, you said 2020, I'm going to do, I should do, I would have done. It's time to come out of that and move it. One of the greatest things, I think she's still on, Denise Lee, how she's been consistent, and now she's shifting. Of course, her pastor's my friend, Pastor Buchanan, with the teaching. She's shifted into entrepreneurship. It's not easy, but it takes mental work. And I just read from Henry Ford, thinking is the hardest work there. That's probably why a lot of folks don't want to think. You got to stop thinking for yourself. You calling everybody what you think. They ain't thinking. If they was thinking, their life would be in a different position. Think for yourself. Get the right material. Now, let me say this when I said think for yourself. You can't solve the same problems with the same mindset. So when I tell you to learn how to think for yourself and learn how to trust God for your own prayers, you don't need no 100 prayer partners. I don't know where the church is going to bombard heaven. Heavens would come on. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You ain't got to bombard. I don't nobody bombard it within me. So the kingdom of heaven is within Apostle Clark. Then what people talk about because they're dealing with the sky god. They're trying to bombard him because they're like, we got to get past Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, and all that. So we got to bombard it. We need some more folks. I got 50, but I'm going to get 50 more. All right, I'm going to do a whole 1,000 people prayer chain. That is crazy. Yes, I said it. You better believe, because first of all, those folks do not operate on the same level of faith and with the same mindset. You telling folks, pray for my business, and they're working. They don't have a mindset to get a business. So how can they touch and agree with you and you're not agree? How can two walk together except they agree? Except they agree. Oh, God. Apostle Clark said, yes, Lord. Are you listening to me? Just get beyond. I got a scripture going to blow your mind. That Ecclesiastes says eternity is within you. That means the blueprint of your life is already in you. So what you've got, you don't need a preacher to discover your blueprint. God may send a prophetic word, But the greatest discovery is for you to go in and walk out the blueprint that God has put in you. Do you not know that there's no two minds have the same brain anatomy? Even everybody has a different brain anatomy. Even twins have different brain anatomy. The same way we have different fingerprints with our brain. Oh my God. If I would have stuck to this years ago, but I understand it better and more in depth. But are you listening to me? Do not conform. Because listen, you don't need a lot of prayer partners, 2 or 3, but they've got to be. If you're in business, I call it a mastermind alliance. I want you to write that down. Mastermind alliance. Find people. You've got a business. You want success. Be a part of groups that's doing what you're trying to do. Those are for you want a prayer partner. Those are kind of I ain't talking about going to my pray for me. But get in and pick their mind with a mastermind alliance. That doing what you want to do. I'm a part of groups. And there's some days that I just need something fresh. And I go to one of the groups and there's somebody sharing something. Come on, somebody. You got to change this here. It's got to be different minds. Don't swipe. Get this information. Get this information. Matt, thank you. Thank you. I didn't see you. Pastor Karen Murphy, that's my Jamaican family. That's my Jamaican family. Mastermind alliance. And see what we do, we just stay in a circle of church. We stay in a circle of preachers. And that's the worst thing to do. Because then you'll experience a lot of resistance when you start going to another level. But don't dumb it down. When you have been, this is what the church have misunderstood what salvation is all about. You come up, you shake the preacher's hand, you accept Christ. Yes. But that doesn't mean you have become awakened. You just went through a formality. You went through a ritual. You shook the preacher's hand. They took you to the other room, got all your information, said, okay, you're a member now. But there's no awakening of the Christ. Awake thou that sleepeth. Every human being has the Christ consciousness in them, but they just haven't been awakened yet. Let me say this here. Do not be conformed, but be ye transformed by the renewing. When you renew something, that means it was fine before, but something happened and you had to renew it. Or maybe your house, you had to renew your house. It was new 30 years ago and something happened now. So the same thing, our Christ mind was already here. When God put Adam and Eve here, hello somebody, Adam, he gave Adam the Christ mind, the image. Then I read, so God created man in his own image or imagination. The imagination of God, he created him, male and female. And I said, Eve came out of him. Everything you need, stop looking without. It's already within. He have given you all things that pertain to life and godliness. Stay with me. Don't swipe. This is good. So the Christ mind, or in psychology, we call it the superconscious. But I understand better as the Christ mind. What we're trying to do. I was reading today, about Jesus, and I'm still on those 17 missing years of his life and how he learned how to read. At 12, he was smart. He applied himself to wisdom. He applied himself. He didn't hang around the synagogue. See, the Sadducees was the science group of that time. The Pharisees was the religious sect, but the Sadducees didn't believe in the resurrection, so they were Sadducees. But Jesus, he emptied. I'm going over to Philippians. Though he was in the form of God, he did not consider, Philippians 2, 6-11, he did not consider quality with God a thing to be grasped, but he emptied himself. He emptied himself of his divinity. God became man that man can become God. But there was 17 years that he went on the training. He learned how to read because he was reading the scrolls. But he didn't really activate the Christ consciousness, awareness. That's what consciousness, awareness, until he got 30. Now, when he was 19, Joseph died. Joseph was 111 years old when he died. His father, Joseph, Jesus' father, Joseph. But he could not resurrect his father because the Christ awareness had not been developed in him. Now, once the Christ presence had been developed in him when he's 30 years old, he went back to Bethlehem, went back to Jerusalem, and began to minister, began to raise the dead, Lazarus, and others. But his father died at 111. He couldn't raise him yet because he was only 19. He was still developing. And many of us, you got to develop. That's why God gave me this personal development company. You've institute. You got to develop you. When you develop you, your money goes up. Your income should look like your phone number. I told somebody that. Your income should look like your phone number. You could make what you're making a year, see yourself making that a month. How? That's where you're stuck. That's where you're stuck. Because you can't see past the how. You can't see past the who. You can't see past the when. Once you go within, once you begin to confess the word, once you begin to imagine, these are the mental faculties that God gave us to get what we want. He's not creating anymore. Creation is done. When he said it was finished, his part was finished. He told them, I'm going up to the Father. But what I've done, I'm empowering you. You speak to the sycamore tree, it will obey you. So we have misunderstood. Everybody pray. Stop and stand tall and use your authority. All right? And you can't, I said this in sermon last week. You said, Satan, I rebuke you and bind you back to the pits of hell. Can't do that yet. Revelation, I think 12:27, it's not his time yet. So when you send it to my devil, I bind you. I send you back to the pit. You said, you can't bind me because it ain't my time yet. But people don't know this because they saying, I won't say ignorant. They're saying unlearned stuff. They're saying unlearned stuff. You can't bind him. It's not his time to be bound yet. Oh, this is good. Stay with me. I mean, I can finish it all today. But Philippians said that he emptied himself. He emptied himself. And from 1 to 12, he was like I was a boy. From 12 to 17 years to 30, he was in a personal Christ development stage. What stage? What are you doing when I know many of you are part of the Institute? But outside of that, what are you doing outside of those that's connected? What are you doing about personal development? You know what? Once you get into personal development, you find a lot of problems you thought you had. Oh, that ain't no problem. That ain't nothing. I ain't even thinking about that no more. You see what I'm saying? And remember I told you when you worry and fear and your mind goes there, I've got an exercise, Apostle Clark, that I use, and Pastor Murphy. I use this exercise. I said, there go mine. When I find myself worrying or fear and so whatever, I said, I'm anxious. I said, there go mine. And mine, I ain't following you. And it just goes. I learned that it works every time. When you've got fear, you're facing something, or you find yourself in a state of mind. I was driving today, and every emotion only supposed to last 90 seconds. You emotionalize, and then you enter intellect, bring it together. Let me say this about manifesting. When you're trying to manifest or demonstrate, Paul said, I come not with enticing words, but the demonstration. You shall know them by their results. I paraphrase it. That's your fruits of your life, your results. See, we have to understand the Bible is still the greatest book, but you can't quote everything because they was in different state of mind. Are you listening to me? I won't get into all of that, but they were on different states of kind. One, Psalm 22, David said, oh, I'm just a worm. That ain't true. And let me tell you something. People say we were born. That's what David said. That's what, the theologian, we're born in Satan and iniquity. That's not true. I was born and created in the image and the likeness of God. See, it goes back to that body, soul, spirit. They direct everything to the body. We were born in Satan iniquity, but it should be spirit, soul, and body. The real you was created in the image and likeness of God. The real you, the God you, the Christ you. He ain't in your hands. He ain't in your ears. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. That's Ashley in the back. So I did that. Your subconscious mind is a powerful force. It takes up about 95% of your brain power and handles everything your body needs to function properly, from eating and breathing to digesting and making memory. It holds all the programs or the patterns. Mental patterns are reside in your subconscious mind. One mind, three facets: subconscious, and the Christ mind. This is what we're trying to get. Once you reach the Christ mind, you begin to manifest your desires, wealth. But you gotta be, let me say something. When you're dealing with God or you're dealing with the universe or creation, since creation is waiting for the manifestation, you've got to be definite. What do you want? How much money do you want? Not what you need. And take your mind off of not having it and put your mind on, it's done. I've got it. For my company, I need $5 billion. And every day I imagine and I see myself counting it. I look at my accounts and I see that $5 million. You keep working with that and keep working with that. That's all the part of man. You don't have to pray and beg God to do nothing. He's given us something to get it done. Get it done. He said, I've given you authority. Given you authority. Oh, God is spirit. And if we would reach him, the man that prayed for material. Okay, I don't want to get to that. Let me see here. So you're moving in a place of manifesting or develop the Christ mind. And how do you do that? Number one, it starts with meditating in the mornings. I did it. I didn't do it this morning. I tried this afternoon, and I tried to do it 10 minutes and just concentrate on my breathing and do affirmations. When I'm doing it, I do affirmations. I am my Father one. I can do all things. But I'm in my meditative state real quietly. I sit in the middle of the bed, fold my legs very quietly. In the mornings is much easier because in the evenings you've done so much and you interact with people. But the greatest discipline is when you can still your mind, be still my soul, and know that I am God. You gotta connect with him in the stillness. Auto suggestion. What you suggest from yourself to yourself. Write that down. That's very important. And auto suggestion. Write stuff down. If you're not writing it down, put it in your phone, because Rebecca says, write the vision. Whatever you're visualizing, whatever you're imagining, believe that it's for an appointed time. Can I say it again? It is for what? An appointed time. When we think in pictures. This is how the mind works. I got to keep moving. You got to write, or you can go back over and listen to it. When we think, everything we think in pictures, images. So you've got to get the old images of lack and scarcity and not having. You've got to get those. You've got to get those. Hatanisha, hey, that's it. You got to just Now, it's something I'm going to teach called flow of force. You don't force it. You flow with it. Once you do the mental work, you're visualizing, you're imagining, watching what you say. You give it within and you go on. You move on. You don't keep going back. It's like a farmer. If he puts a seed in the ground, he doesn't go back every day and dig it up and see what it's doing. And that's how the subconscious is like a big field. And whatever you plant, whatever you say, whatever you keep thinking with feeling, it produces. That's the power. Now, I got so much I want to talk about and deal with. I already told you that no two people have the same brain anatomy. Just like we are fearfully and wonderfully made by how we're made in his image, in his imagination. Your own human imagination is what God really is. And this is something we do all day. And you can use it positively. If you use it negatively, that's evil only exists in the mind. Come on. It only exists in the mind. You can take automatic weapons, put them on the table, leave them there for 10 years. They're not going anywhere. It takes a mind and a body to pick the guns up and do something bad with them. You can take $1 million and lay it on the table. Lay it on the table. That $1 million, you can keep it right there for 5 years and let nobody in the house. It's going to sit. So it's not the things, it's the mind of the person behind it. Money is your servant. You're the master. First of all, money is an idea. As you keep feeding the idea, I told him last week, people say, pray for my finances. And I said, no, I don't do that. How many books do you don't pray for finances. He's already given us the power to get it. So you learn how to get it. So the more you learn about wealth and read about wealth, and as you tap into those wealthy minds, come on, somebody, you want to be wealthy, you walk with the wealth. Maybe you can't walk with them physically, but you walk with them in reading. And this is why you're not seeing money manifestation, because you're praying for God. Oh, God, give me some money. It doesn't work like that. You create money. You earn money. You come up with money making ideas. But I told you, as Henry Ford said, the hardest work, mental work, is the hardest work there is. And that's probably why a lot of people don't do it. And there's only 10% that reaches that success level, because the other 90% don't want to go there. And most of you, your mind, you have been, watch me, listen to me. Today, you have been on autopilot. And that's a boring life. You get up, you take your shower, money. All right, Tanisha, don't get started. Money, making money, making money. But let me say this, I'm gonna come back to that. Your mind is operating on autopilot. You have to hear this. Let me tell you something. What I'm telling you, I study this over and over I wake up with it. I wake up when I'm taking a shower or I'm taking a bath, whatever I feel like taking that morning. I have my personal development information going, because I don't want my mind. I'm directing my mind. But see, what most of you do when you get up in the morning, you just go at it, and your mind begin to control you. And that's what I mean when I said that you're operating on autopilot. I don't operate on autopilot. I make it my business to do different things. My mind say, go this way, I'm going a different direction. You see, I tell my mind what to think. I tell my feelings what to feel. But it's a constant, you have to be aware. And my inner conversation about my past, if you don't address that when it's going on inside, it grows. Because what you magnify, it grows. Whatever you keep thinking about, it grows like a tree. That's why some people, oh God, some people have mental health issues. Something happened in their life and they were not able to process it properly. And it grew, and it grew, and it grew, and it grew. And after a while, they just snapped. And you see somebody walking around in 80 degrees weather with a coat. You say, wonder what happened. Something happened that was not processed properly, and that tree grew and took over their lives. So come out of autopilot. Let me tell you something. It's just so simple. You got to go on a quest, and you got to dive in. All that other stuff y'all involved in, and this and that, and talking and this and talking, that's a waste of time. You ain't gonna get nowhere there. Ain't gonna help you. All your church friends, they ain't going nowhere. All they want to do is shout and run around the church. They're not, but there's no transformation. Transformation comes with you. Transformation comes in taking out one thought and putting in another thought. It's your mindset. It's your mindset. You're where you are now because of your mindset. The same way those spies was at number 13. They said, in our own eyes, they're giants. And right away, they were shut down. It was their perception. It's your perception about life, perception about success, your perception about you. How do you perceive you? Some folks don't even like themselves. Some folks don't even like themselves. They hate themselves. They haven't forgiven themselves. They hate them. You can not like the mistakes you made, but love you. If you married the wrong man, don't say don't hate him. Don't hate you. Just move on. Because you have to detach yourself from bitterness. Bitterness doesn't eat on the person that you're bitter about. Bitterness eats on you. It eat on you. Come on. I'm talking about the Christ mind in your mind. Once you reach that, man, it's exciting on how self manifests. A friend of mine was telling me how he wanted, I didn't say he needed, but he wanted $10,000. And he meditated. He went within, he meditated, and see, when you're manifesting or you're imagining or you're visualizing, you don't know who is going to come through. And sometimes you may have I don't call it let me see here. I don't say it's excuse me. There's signs. I'm going to teach on that. The universe gives you signs. Well, you say the universe all the time. There's God in the universe within you. God is the spirit within you. But the universe is all of the things that you want, the cars, the house that come from nature. So it all works together. So when you're manifesting, number one, don't be anxious. So let's say you're trying to, let me say this. Let's say you're trying to manifest a job. Okay? Or a career. I ain't going to say a job. You're supposed to get, you all looking for jobs, look for business. You'll never find an African, an Asian, you know what I'm saying, working at McDonald's. You never find it. Jewish, you never find it. Because their mindset. But what we do, I'm going to get a job. I'm going to McDonald's, Burger King high, Dollar Store high, Dollar Tree. Hello? That's for young folks who are trying to get off the ground. But after a period of time, that shouldn't be you. So let's say when you manifest, this is very important, very important, very important. Because it can throw you if you don't understand the mature part of this. So let's say you're trying to manifest a job and you get a call, we're interested, or email. But even as you approach that, don't dive into it. Be excited, but walk through it. Don't run in it. Walk in it. We walk not by sight, but we walk by faith. Not run, but walk. So you get there and you all this and all that because you're trying to manifest that particular career. And they interview you and it feels good because it's all, you got to feel it. Wealth, I feel money. I feel success. Whatever I'm believing God for and imagining that it's done now, I feel it. I put my imagination, I put my feeling into it, that it's done. It's done. He didn't tell those folks in the Bible I'm doing something. He said it's already according to your faith doing it. It's done. So you go to the job, you're all excited. You're thinking, this is the one, this is the manifestation. They interview you, you don't hear back from them. You call, oh, we're sorry, we have filled the position. Okay, thank y'all. You don't get all out of shape. Because in your manifesting, that's a sign, because the email, because the call, that's a sign that you're getting close. I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and I had some things in my spirit, and he began to just share with me. And I said, okay, that's a sign. That's a sign. Because see, there's signs. If I'm going to California, there's signs helping me get there. And every time I see a sign, I get excited. I'm getting closer to California. Or let's say you're going to Disney World from Orlando. If you're going to Disney World and you're excited, I'm going to Disney. There's a sign, Disney World 10 miles, Disney World 5 miles. You're so excited. But when you're manifesting stuff, walk in it. Don't run in it. Because it may not be your manifestation. So you walk away from the job, you walk away from that house that you thought you were going to get, you walk away from that, and then you realize, okay, that wasn't the one. That's okay. If you don't take this mindset, it would breed a seed of disappointment. And the more you disappointed, the slower you get. The slower your actions get. I'm going to pick up the next week. The slower your actions get when you're disappointed. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick. You did something? So on your way of manifesting, don't be anxious. If they call you, go. But walk through it. And that's just because they called you or they email you is an indication of a sign that your manifestation is getting closer to you. You meet it as you go. The Bible is one book, one big psychology book, because it was all about their mindset. And everybody in the Bible is you. Something about them is within us. When Elijah got depressed, went on a juniper tree, we get depressed. Okay? So everybody in that Bible is you, is I, or what we could be. Are you listening to me? Colossians, well, let's do this. 1 Corinthians 2:16. I got about 6 minutes. 1 Corinthians 2:16. For who have known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Christ. We know what he knows. If we have the mind, Socrates, Plato, Einstein, they reached their high. Elon Musk. People are like, well, I don't know why they say. Somebody crazy asked me, well, how they say, are you saved? Come on, leave people alone. You don't know their walk, their personal walk. And because they're successful, you kind of feel a little something. That's why you don't have no money. Because you feel a certain way about us wealthy folks. You say, I did that. About us wealthy folks. When you hear money, something cringes in you. That's why you don't have it. That's why you don't have it. You got to believe that all things, Denise, all things are possible. If you can believe it, if you can achieve it, if you can imagine it, don't let nobody tell you. Every one of you that's in business, you take your business to the highest. Be a part of a mastermind group. Like Denise, you're in the cooking thing. There's groups. There's mastermind. People have been doing it 30, 40 years, and have done it successfully. And I'm sure there's groups. That's why I tell folks about Clubhouse. There's groups. And when you be among them, you don't tell me worry about no prayer partner. I don't need no prayer partner. When I was battling cancer, never say I had cancer. When I was battling prostate cancer, I didn't need no prayer partner. This was something I had to believe God for myself. I didn't go call around and, hey, y'all, been a long time. I didn't go call around, pray for me. No, I don't need their prayers. I've got confidence of the Christ within me. Father, I know that you hears me all ways, because let me tell you something. It's no longer I that live, but the Christ that live. So and now we are the Christ. Down here, the empowerment. And you being the Christ doesn't mean you may be in church, but your Christ expression could be in an invention. Your Christ expression could be many different things. Your Christ expression, as I said, Einstein, Henry Ford, all of those guys. Madam Walker, I was reading about her, how she came up with the hair stuff. She reached her highest expression. Just because you're going through a struggle, don't look like struggle. Don't look like struggle. I was watching, my wife and I was watching a documentary this week, city called Makoko. It's a little country called Makoko. It's the largest floating city in the world, only 5 feet of water. But to see the conditions, and everybody smiling. I told my wife, look at the people. The kids smiling, and they living trash everywhere. I mean, actually, it's on water. And they got the boats, and they got the boats that they selling stuff out, and they all laughing. I said, they're in a struggle, but they don't look like struggle. And I'm talking to some of you on this evening. You may be in a struggle. I used to be in a struggle. I was in a struggle. I was in a bondage. I had the monkey on my back. But I came out of it because I developed, I realized when people become aware, people are doing what they're doing with alcohol, drugs, because they're not aware. Hey, Akeem, that's my grandson. Because they're not aware of who they are. When you know who you are, all that stuff you're complaining about and this and that, you'll stop it. Because the Christ mind was in me. We don't have to do like David. David didn't have Christ. He didn't have authority. People say, well, I need a 21-day breakthrough. Your breakthrough could be in 2 days. He told him, when I heard you from the first day. Again, it's an awareness of Christ being on the inside. Oh, I got a few more minutes, y'all. Don't swipe me. Because I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to move you into that 10% of people. That 10% of people that become, scientists have proven this. There's only 10% of people that become successful. And it's not because they've got some great powers. No, it's because they go up here. They come out of all this here, all this outward stuff in the outward world. Got to get out of that. We live in it, but we're in it, but we're not of it. But then we're so caught up with people that's not going anywhere. Yo, you're not going to show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And you've got drama, you've got craziness, you've got this, and you're still trying to hold on to people. What's wrong with you? People, I'm going to be real with you before I go. People, I've learned something, even as a psychologist, I've learned something as a psychologist. People don't have good understanding about themselves and about life. They think that life has to be full of trauma. You're helping this and that. Let me tell you something. If people really won't help, you got to stay on the phone 2 hours. And as a practitioner myself, as a Christian psychologist, if I'm on the phone with somebody, I'm giving them 10 minutes to see how they're talking. If they butt this and butt that and butt that, I'm getting my butt off the phone because they're not ready. Y'all are trying to help people. You're trying to make them drink. I mean, I can make you drink in what I'm teaching, but I'm sure going to make you thirsty. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I can make you drink, but I'm going to make you thirsty about developing your mindset, your pattern. My grandson is on. He's young. I gave him some material to read. Listen, y'all, you're not going to go get anywhere until you change your mindset. And how do you change your mindset? By reading. Don't be lazy. Hey, Danita, don't be lazy. Why y'all don't like to read? And then the thing about it, you ain't got to read. Most of the material that will get you on the road to personal development is on YouTube. Everywhere I go, I talk about the book, Think and Grow Rich. And sometimes I want to go back and ask different ones, have you read it? Have you read it? The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Because your heart is your subconscious mind. The Bible talks about heart, and I'm talking about this. It's talking about your subconscious mind. I'm going to take a few more seconds. You heal yourself by seeing yourself healed. When I battle, let me say this here, those that need healing, you've got to connect your sickness from your spirit. Let me say that again. You have to connect your sickness from your spirit and begin to see yourself healed. The woman with the issue of blood, did she pray to God, y'all? She prayed to the Christ presence within her. That if I could but touch, her faith touched the Christ presence within her. When she got to Jesus, the work would just manifest. That's what I mean by manifesting. She said, if I could but touch him. What you say is going to drive you to be doing hell, or it's going to keep you stuck. And I miss y'all the 2 weeks. I was in a 2-week lecturing thing. And I really miss y'all. Couldn't figure out every time Friday came, I said, oh my God. So I just want to tell you, I appreciate y'all. I miss you. 3 things the mind does anytime something happens: flight, fight, or freeze. Write this down. Fight, automatic, your mind goes those 3 things. If something happens, dramatic or something, 3 things your mind is going to go. Either fight, take off, or freeze. Don't move, just freeze. What did Apostle Clark say? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, Tanisha. Another great book. How do y'all want to be millionaires and you don't read about them? Prayer's not going to do it. He's already, Deuteronomy 8, catch this stuff, y'all. Get out of that religious mind and learn, relearn, and unlearn. All the stuff you've done haven't helped. You haven't had results. You understand what I'm saying? So come out of that mind, that struggling mindset. I got to beg God. I got to plead, Lord. Lord, please save my son. Really? Please save my daughter. That don't move God. You ain't getting, let me tell you something. You ain't getting nowhere with that. Because without faith, you pleading and begging, you're not getting nowhere. Because without faith, it's impossible to please him. When you talk and you stand on Acts 16:31, believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, thou shalt be saved, you and your household. When you start quoting that and put your child's name before that, Junior is saved. And I thank you that he's becoming awakened, that the Christ is becoming awakened in him or awakened in her. You leave it. You don't call 5 or 6, 10 people, pray for my son. What's wrong with your prayer? You don't have confidence in you. And it says, cast not away your confidence. You don't have confidence. You don't believe God. You don't believe that if you work the principles, you would get manifestations. So other folks are steering your lives. And you can't get, let me say this, you can't get all them prayer partners. They're not on your same level. They don't think like you think. They don't have the knowledge of the wisdom of personal development that you have. So why are you trusting their prayers? When you go to him, you tell him, Lord, Father, I'm glad that you hear me always. And praying is not a whole bunch of this. It's a whole bunch of decreeing and speaking to the mountain. See, people don't understand what prayer was. Old Testament praying is different than New Testament praying. Because New Testament praying is with authority. I have it. I got it. He's in me. I ain't got to get him to come down. I ain't got to say to rend the heavens. He's in me. So only thing that I'm doing, because first of all, prayer doesn't convince God. Prayer convinces you of what he said, that it's done, and you can have it. Because Matthew says that he knows what you have need of before you ask. So you think he's playing a game with you? You go and ask, go get some more people. Go get some more. Get about 1,000 more, then come back and then I'll do it. That's not the concept of God, the true God. That's your identity of him. That's your concept of him. But that's it, Tanisha. It's already done. I told somebody this week, today, you got to live in a done consciousness. When you're thinking of something that you believe in God for, it's done. And act as if assume it. And assume the feeling as if they put the keys in your hand. How would it feel if they put the keys in your hand? That's the feeling that you start with right now. You don't wait until it happens. Those old sayings, wait till the battle's over. You can what? You can shout now. I'm trying to tell you how to manifest stuff. And you're not in friction and you're not struggling. You're not going through all these states of mind. Because when you realize that your mind have gone somewhere that have dropped you or depressed you or made you feel least or made you feel it's not going to happen, you don't repress that. Don't suppress or repress that. Don't do that. Address that. I'm on a journey and I'm getting closer because your self-talk will talk you out of it if you don't talk back. Talk. So because you're going to meet resistance. I went through 2 months, month and a half, 2 months, month and a half of severe resistance, severe resistance, severe resistance. That old mind, that old mindset, that old traditional mindset tried to kick in. I said, I'm not going back there. I'm free. No, I can't go back there. Give me a few minutes. Don't leave me. Be aware of your mental conversations. That's why you have to spend time with yourself. Because if not, you'll have the clutter and the chatter of other people. Most of the chatter that's going on in your inner self, inner conversation, is somebody else's conversation. Something they done told you, negative. And it has developed a belief system. See what I'm saying? I'll get to that too. I want to talk about that too. Our mind needs books as a sword needs to be sharpened. Your mind needs books. Are you listening? Whatever you hold in your mind on a consistent base is exactly what you would experience in your life. Do y'all not know that we're heirs? Romans 8:17 said we're heirs and joint heirs with him. That's what you stand on. Listen, y'all. Don't conform. Don't settle. Listen, boo, you ain't got to settle. You started out the gate with a big dream. A big dream. Something, it has to be something that wakes you up every morning. I'm not talking about a job that you don't like and people you don't like on the job. I'm not talking about a job you don't like, a supervisor you don't like, the people you don't like. You hate driving there, you hate going there. You got to spend 8 hours there a day and sometimes overtime. Come on. You don't have to live like that. I don't talk to you. You don't have to live like that. You can develop a mindset. And in developing that mindset, you can feed your mind. Not just the Bible. The Bible's a good base book. But it can give us basic stuff of life. But it can't teach us about computers. Can't teach you how to drive a bus. Can't teach you how to drive an airplane. Can't teach you how to invest. You have to learn these things. Jesus learned these things. He talked about the fowls of the air. He just dealt with everyday stuff. Talked about water, thirsty. He talked about everyday stuff. How they can apply this up. Almost everyone is familiar with the belief that the life we created is a reflection of the image we hold in our mind. First of all, everything is vibrating. First is the law of vibration, then the law of attraction. Everything vibrates. The chair you're sitting in is vibrating. You don't see it, but put it on a microscope, you see all kind of things moving around, atoms and can move around there. So there's always a vibration. Your thoughts vibrate. But it depends on the frequency. That's why you can't be depressed and anxiety and all of those things, because what those things do, it puts you in a low frequency. You're not going to draw nothing in a low frequency. It's like a magnet. You take a small magnet, only thing it's going to pick up is a paper clip. It ain't gonna move the car because it's not magnetized. The magnetism is not strong enough. But then you go to the scrap yard, and he has this big magnet that poof, gets the car, poof, takes it, poof. So you receive on the level of your frequency that you're able to magnetize and draw it to you. You draw it to you. Listen to me. You ain't got to beg and plead. God have already given it everything. Come on, somebody. When he did creation, he said it's good, very good. The earth is the Lord's. You have to enjoy life, enjoy nature. Go to the park, walk to the park. Get your mind off of all that stuff. I ain't got no money. And don't ever say you don't have money. Don't ever say that. Say I always have money. You ain't got money. You ain't got a penny. Because the reality is you have money. In the Christ mind, I'm going to pick up next week. In the Christ mind, you have money. But you still working on them because the mind operates in pictures and images. And whatever image you keep bringing it, that's what it's going to put in the space of your life. See what I'm saying? When it comes to money, 2020, 1.7 million people became millionaires. I had looked up what it is now and I forgot. That's it. Yeah, I always have it. Say it and see it. For my company, the Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute School, I said, Lord, I thank you. I got $5 billion to do what I need to do. I don't say, Lord, give me $5 billion. He's already given me the power to get it. So what I do is become part of mastermind alliance groups, other people that's doing this. And you learn, because many times you don't need another prayer partner. You just need the right information. And you can't learn about your foot from a dentist. You can't learn about your heart from an orthopedic surgeon. See, you're going to the wrong people to get help or correction in different parts of your life. You see what I'm saying? You're going to poor-minded people, asking them what they think, and boo, they ain't thinking. I just told you, Henry Ford said, the mind is probably the hardest thing you get to work on, but you got to work it. Are you listening to me? Let me share a couple more things. Let me say this here. The renewing of the mind. Your old mind would tell you, I'm not good enough. Look at me. Listen to me. Other people are better than me. I'm not smart enough. This is the inner conversation. I don't have the confidence to do this or that. I don't deserve X or Y. I always mess up. I know I'm dealing for some of you, so he's talking to me. I'll never be wealthy because my family isn't. I always meet the wrong person, and you meet the wrong person because something within you keep drawing the wrong person. Like attracts like. Every seed, this is a law. This is a principle. Every seed reproduces after its own kind. You keep drawing a no good man because something within you is resonating that type of individual, and you keep drawing. So you got to change. Only God ain't going to do that. I told somebody, you can't just put all on somebody that's going away when it comes to mental stuff. No. The breakthrough may come. You may get a breakthrough, but you've got to replace that old information with new information. So you go to church, they put all on you, boom, you feel a breakthrough. But what do? You go back and sit down. You get in your car. As soon as you leave out the church, you're on autopilot. You're going to eat, you're going home, you're going to sleep. And you thought, well, they did that, so it's over. They put all on me, so that thought, suicidal thought or something is gone. It may go, but it's coming back. Spirits leave. Thoughts leave because spirits are thoughts, thoughts are spirits. That's why I say try the spirit. So I paraphrase it. Try the thoughts by the thought. By what thought? By the thoughts of God. By the Christ mind. You ever thought? And I said, no, that's not moving me towards my goal. And I'm sure those things that I said, I'm not good enough. This sound familiar. All these types of beliefs were embedded in your mind when you were just a child. That's why I can't go yet. I'm gonna go in a few minutes. I'm gonna stay on golf. I'm gonna go off about 9. Between 0 and 7 years old, mostly your whole setting up of your subconscious mind was done then. You was like a sponge. You absorb everything. That's why with our daughter, we work on her. We talk to her like a smart, intelligent, brilliant adult. We teach her responsibility, teaching her consequences. She get up in the morning, does her affirmations. That stays with her. Train up a child, and they won't depart from it. So you're thinking these thoughts and think it's just normal. Your subconscious mind will make it all true for you, but you cannot believe it. There's no such thing as other people. There's nobody. Can I really tell you something? There's only one God, one spirit, one presence. Hey, Grace Johnson, and we're all a part of that one. We're all connected. Mentally, thoughts and concepts of racism and all of that. Come on, belief systems. But originally, we're all one. We're all one. So that's why you be careful how you treat somebody, because the presence of God is in that person. Maybe they haven't been awakened. I know sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you can meet customer service, you can meet difficult people, but remember, they just have not been awakened. Because once you're awakened, it changes your whole concept, you change your whole perception, and it changes you, that you realize that I am somebody. I am the Christ, the Son of the living God, because it's no longer I that live Christ, so I mean I'm the Christ. The Christ presence within you. We know that the subconscious mind is very powerful. And I think I said that it does about 95% of the work. And therefore, the conscious mind only does about 5%. You are only consciously aware of about 5% of all your stuff going on in your mind. Woo! Man, y'all don't know. There's a whole, when he gave us Christ, when we became awakened in Christ, we got access to know what he knows. Who would instruct the Lord? We got the mind of Christ. Oh, come on, somebody. So what are you saying? What are you saying, DLUs? I'm saying you've got to move your frequency. You can't drag around. Why are you? Well, you know what frustration is? Unfulfilled desires. You're frustrated, unfulfilled desires, because you've given up that this is the end. It can't get better. I'm not going any further. I'm going to lose. Nothing is lost in the spirit because everything is within you. You can't lose. You can't fail. You got Christ. Great is he that's in you. That's the awareness that the God of the universe, the same God, the same, because he was talking to the Christ own, he imagined what he wanted and he said it. You imagine, you say it, you hold it there. Because we're made in the image or imagination of God. You're not going to get this in theology. This can't be taught. This got to be caught. Because it takes you on a journey of going within. I got 12 minutes. You are so much powerful than you think. So you need to get to work. I want you only to think about what you do want and never about what you don't want. Because most folks know what they don't want, but you ask them what they want, I don't know. That's why you're not manifesting. Because where the focus goes, that's where the energy flows. Where the focus goes is where the energy flows. So you've got to put your energy, you got to put your focus that you have it now. Not that he gonna do it. Jesus didn't tell none of those folks, I'm gonna do it for you now. You going back home, woman, you going back home, I'm gonna do it for you. You got to say something. Bartimaeus said something. He didn't tell Bartimaeus, going back home now. The Lord gonna do it for you. He said, according to your faith, be it done. According to your faith, be it done. According to your faith. I'm talking to you. If your faith is there and it's not wavering, the faith can't waver now. You got to get it there. So you got to get. And so that's why I feed my mind all day, every day, because I'm getting to that faith frequency, not pity. Every tub got to sit on his own bottom. You believe God for yourself and stop running around trying to get folks to pray for you. Just wake up and believe God for yourself. He brought you this far. There's no fear. Thank you, Tanisha. Faith over fear. You come on out of that. Come on, somebody. Isaiah 48:17 say he'll teach you how to profit. And he will. But it's in reading, and it's not going to drop from the sky. You got to read books of wealth. Read books of investing. Read about Bitcoins and cryptocurrency. This is where things are going. What's that? That's why you ain't got no money, because you don't know about money. You got to learn. That's another good book. The Psychology of Money. It's an old book, but it's good. Read books about Warren Buffett. He's the greatest investor ever been. You know, it's beginners. You have to be an advanced state. You're not going to get money until you learn about wealth. You can sit there all day and say, Lord, give me some money. I need some money. You need an idea. You don't need no money. You need an idea. You need multiple streams of income. If one stream slow down, one of them streams going to work. Genesis 2, when he put them in the garden, the stream was already there. When Adam got there, it was there. One river, four stream. One stream was gold. Can you imagine a river with none but gold? Another was onyx. It was there when they got there. Everything is already here in you. Stop looking without. You are the Christ. You reach the Christ expression. You may not preach, may not be a missionary, but that may not, that's serving, that's okay. It's important. But you want to leave a mark on the world, not in the church, but a mark in the world. Billy Graham left a mark in the world. Yes, he did. He stayed in his area. He worked his area. Martin Luther King had a little differences because Martin Luther King felt that Billy Graham should deal with racism more. But he told Martin Luther King, that's your area. Salvation is my area. Mind hacking is my area. I found my area. This is my passion. To get folks to go in. See, once you go in, then you can get in your life. Oh, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. I'm not going to touch that part. Your brain tends to produce, I don't want to get to that. That's going to take more time. Got a few more minutes. I'm so glad y'all stick with me because you're hungry. You're hungry. Starving. See, I ain't hungry for this. I'm starving. I'm starving for it. When you starving, man, you got to be on it. I'm trying. It's so easy to move in a place of entrepreneurship, to move in a place of wealth. Okay. She's from Charlotte. Okay. Hey, y'all, you from Charlotte. All right. It's all about feeding the mind. You are what you read. And again, I think Tanisha gave the book, The Millionaire Next Door. Read that. You really see how millionaires think. They don't go out and buy all this and buy all that. They don't do that. They don't do that. It's wonderful, y'all. Listen. D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute is a new company. I need y'all to do something for me. Two things I need to do. I need to go on YouTube, and I need to go to Darrell Hughes. And so when I go off, go to YouTube and just hit that subscribe button because we're building our channel. And things that I want to do, PowerPoints when I'm on, all of that, you have to get to certain numbers in YouTube in order to do that. That when I'm coming on, I can mention that YouTube will give you a thing. I'm getting ready to come on, but you have to get, I think it's 500 or more or something like that. So I need you to go to the YouTube page and just hit the subscribe. Only take a second. Darrell Hughes, DarrellHughes, and subscribe. Okay. Listen, now, D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute is a training company. It's a training company. We're not backed by no big company or organization yet. Notice what I said, yet. We're moving in that direction that we can take this all over the country, 197 countries in the world. I want every country. I want every country. I was meditating and speaking today. We're going into every country. So I want you, thank you, Danita. I need you to put a seed in the ground. When you're getting training, I buy books. Some of the books are on audio books, but sometimes I still buy the book or the audio book because I want to invest in the person that's feeding me life-changing material. Some of them I do audio book, others I do. Thank you, Denisha. Thank you. Others I buy the book. I don't want to just get a freebie. Audio book's good, but I want to invest in the person that's giving the material. And then, you see what I'm saying? So I want you to make an investment into the company, into the school, into the institute. If it's help changing you, I do my morning manna, wake up, and I thank God for all of you. I had one lady from Canada. She inboxed me. She said, "You haven't given me my coffee this morning." And I'm thinking, coffee? Where are you? I said, "Where are you from?" She said, "I'm in Canada." So what do you mean? I said, coffee? She said, yes. My morning mental wake up. That's my first cup of coffee. And then I go and I get another cup of coffee. And because I don't do the group texting because everybody starts, commenting all day and it aggravates people. So I just go in the business. I need to make a list. I do it from my head. And sometimes I forget. And this particular morning, I forgot her. And about 11 o'clock, she wanted to know where was her coffee. So, if you want to if I send you one and I don't get no response after a few times, I don't send you one anymore. Just morning wake up. It's stories, it's readings, it's something to get your mind. You got to wake your mind up in the morning. There's a clock, a circadian rhythm, something that have given. I'll get to that later. Man, we got so much in us. So what I want you to do, I want those that are listening on this evening, I want you to, let me go over here. I want you to invest in the school because we're building, we're going places. Africa, I want to go all over the world. How? That ain't my business. I'm just putting it out there. I'm visiting, and I'm saying I am there. I pick a country. Makoko, when I was watching that, I said, I am there now. And I saw the situation, what they're in. I said, I want a school there. There ain't no money there. I know that. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to let them know and develop the Christ. I would love to go to third world countries and get in their minds because they're excited. I told you about Makoko. Man, it's the largest floating city in the world. And you see, like, oh, my wife said, you go, I ain't going. She told me, she said, you go, I ain't going. Lord, enable me to go. Because you see the conditions that they're living in. But they're smiling. Everybody had a smile. Nobody looked like they'd been baptized in lemon juice and weed. Everybody was smiling. Even the kids were playing with whatever. You see what I'm saying? So this is what this company is doing. It's not a religious company. It's a Christ-based. There's a difference. So I want you to sow a seed today. I want you to sow a seed. I want as many as can, as will. I sense a $33 seed. Thank you. Some of you already doing. I ain't even saying nothing to you. Thank you so much. I don't want to call nobody's name because people say, well, you forgot me and you didn't, so we don't do it. But I talk a little fast, y'all. Just if I'm talking too fast on the comment, just say slow down. Slow down. But I want about 30 of you to plant a seed of $33 because we're on five platforms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 platforms. That seed of $33 to help us build a company. I've got a app idea. I can't share it. You know that. I can't share it. I've got an app idea. I'm looking for a code writer or whatever they call it. I can't mention it, but I know it's $1 billion app that I know in transportation. I've searched. Nobody else have it. I haven't seen it nowhere. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to present it to another bigger company. You said you gotta get stuff going. The reason why you're so problematic because you don't have nothing going on. You're on autopilot. Can I say it again? You're on autopilot. You gotta create things and put things in your life because these are the things that wake me up in the morning and get me going. If there's nothing to wake you up in the morning, you're dead. Dead man walking. You got to do some things to cause you to get up, even when you want to stop. Sometime morning, man, and morning wake up, but I think about the people and I'm half asleep sometimes. So what I've started doing is putting together at night, and then in the morning I just pop. You got to know how to work things when you find yourself agitated. I was never agitated by that, no, because I enjoy doing that. I enjoy feeding people and feeding minds and changing minds. But what I'm saying, when you find a little resistance or friction or irritating going on, you have to address that. That's what I want to say in my closing, even when it comes to states of mind that you find yourself, because before tonight's over, before you go to bed, you're going to drop in a state of mind that kind of just throws you. You understand what I'm saying? It kind of, it throws you. And you say, I don't like that state of mind. I don't like that. Thank you. You know who you are. Somebody double that. Somebody doubled it. Thank you. This is my desire, to build this company. Not to go and start a church nowhere. No. People are churched out. They need Christ. They need to develop the Christ. So the company is going to go in schools, build schools. I'm serious. This is my passion. This is what I wake up for. This is what keeps me going. Helping people get a better understanding of life. To let them know you don't have to live defeated lives. You don't have to live in defeat. You don't have to live in struggle. You don't have to live in sabotaging yourself. Stop sabotaging. Got tears in my eyes because people are living defeated lives. And they hear the teaching and they go right back to the same old because of the resistance in the comfort zone to go back to a certain place. You don't have to do that. I'm just pouring my heart out. Get on a quest for wisdom, for knowledge. Read, y'all. The same way a knife needs to be sharp, your mind needs books. Thank God for those who are sowing the $33. You know who you are. You know who you are. It's not about that, because I'm going to do this whether you give or not. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. And thank you, Yaya. And that's what he's doing. He's helping us, getting us from where we are to where he wants us to be. Okay? Thank y'all so much. I'll be back on next Friday. Be ready. Involve some other folks. Call some other folks. Girl, when you hear people and you're talking to people that going through some mental things, you say, you know what? You need to listen. I want you to listen to somebody. Most folks don't want to do that. They just want you to do abracadabra, whatever it used to be. Boom, it's gone. No, because it's coming back. It may go. That challenging thought, that depressed thought, that worrying thought, it may go, but it's going to come back. But when it comes back, you're in a different state of mind, and you say, there go mine, and I'm not following mine. You got me? Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. All right. I don't do my music anymore because Facebook, even if you put, I don't own the rights, they still do that, because of which I understand. Because they can get sued by somebody playing somebody else's music. So people are like, why you didn't play your music? You do that, but that's okay. But I appreciate y'all. The sewing information is still there. Thank you. You know who you are. I appreciate it. I don't want to say nobody's name, but I thank you. You can't do the 33. Do something. Like I told you, there are audiobooks that I listen to, but most of the audiobooks in my, was it Kindle or Amazon books, whatever, I have the books. Sometimes I go back and forth, but when I get a good one, I say, oh no, I can't do this free. I can't do this audiobook. I go in and I buy the book. And the more you do that, it connects. Man, this thing is so powerful. This thing of life is wonderful. Life is really wonderful because you live from within and you don't live from. So whatever happens out there, I'm learning that. This is what it means when he said, I keep you in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on him. The whole world could be going crazy, and you'll be sitting somewhere with a popsicle just as calm with some nachos and a big cup. And you sitting back, relax. The whole family. So what we going to do? Auntie, what we going to do? What we going to do? Sis, what we going to do? It's going to be all right. Everything is good. It's all good. They're going to look at you like you're crazy because they want you to be hollering and screaming and falling on the floor and all of that. But you coming in with the Christ consciousness that is already done. He ain't doing it. Don't let nobody, he's doing it. No, it's done. Find that for me. He's doing it. Find it. I'll wait a few seconds. Find that for me, that he's doing it. Everywhere I saw him, he told him, according to your faith, be it done. Every time a thought comes, don't believe every spirit, don't believe every thought. Try it by the thoughts of God or the wisdom of God. And again, if that thought is not driving you forward, dismiss it, reject it. Don't shrink in it. And don't let it depress you. Because you can be watching TV, you can be enjoying yourself, you can be all excited. Oh, yeah, look at that. And it creeps. Something from the past, a hurt from the past, something somebody said today. That was early this morning. Somebody said something negative that kind of, but when you relax, it comes back. What do you say? There go mine. And mine, I'm not following you, so get on out of here. And you keep doing that, and you see that you'll build mental toughness. That's all you need. Mental toughness. Say it. Mental toughness. That you don't break under pressure. You don't break under pressure because you're headed somewhere. There's movement. Remember I said vibration? You're going somewhere. You may not can see it. You need a microscope, but you're going somewhere. I didn't do that scripture. Eternity is within you. The blueprint is there. Go within. He'll lay out the blueprint. Enjoy your life. Don't be bickering and fussing and running behind this one and putting out this fire and trying to figure out why people like this. I told somebody today, people, once you see what a person is like, you know what you're dealing with. And sometimes it's family, but you deal with them from a distance. Don't let nobody disturb your peace. Nobody, it ain't worth it. This is why I'll get off the phone quick. If I see it going a certain way that it's not registering right with my spirit, I gotta go. Because I'm trying to get to a frequency and I can't go down. I'm trying to get there and don't waver. Because once you hit that frequency, the manifestation takes place. Y'all, we're going now. Once again, I'm D.L. Hughes, President and CEO of D. Leonard Hughes Personal Development Institute. I am a personal development coach. I can help you. I have an institute that we're building. Once again, go to YouTube and hit that subscribe button because I got to take it to another realm. I got some other things I want to do. I got to take it to another level. But your numbers have to be, your subscription has to be a certain way. And I had started to hire this company. And I just didn't feel right about it. Nothing wrong with it. They were good companies, very popular company that comes in and show you how to market this and market that. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna flow. I'm not gonna force. I gotta teach that. Tanisha, y'all, I gotta teach that. I'm about to get on that. Flow versus force. Learn how to flow with it. The feeling you have now and the excitement you have, and your mind is jumping, and the Christ baby is saying, yes, give me more, 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 give me more. That he can be developed in Christ be formed in you. I gotta go. Don't want to go because I'm enjoying y'all. Enjoy what I do. I love what I do. And that's true. Even if you can't see today, inbox me. Say, thank you. I appreciate it. That means a lot to me. If you can't see today, okay. But you can text, you can comment and say, I appreciate you. I thank you for the teachings. I'm on board. I want it. The baby is jumping. The baby leaped. The baby is leaping because the Christ presence within you. And he knows that once you reach and tap into him, everything you desire, it'll manifest. Okay? Once again, D. Leonard Hughes said, thank you for listening. Until next time, remember, peace out.